We're about 30 minutes away from our global award show, and I'm here with the festival's resident composer, Nathan Avakian. Nathan, I hear that you flew in from New York to be with us tonight.
I did, and I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about this instrument here, the theater organ?
Sure, I'll just take this from you while I do it. This is a fascinating instrument. This is like 100-year-old technology that is all acoustically made by wind pressure. And so if I put down one of these little tabs here and I play a note, that's really wind going through a pipe. There's no speakers or computers in the entire instrument. And so when you play a bunch of pipes at once, it sounds really majestic, kind of like a whole orchestra. So it's really a privilege to be able to share this instrument, this little piece of history, with a new audience, especially a young audience that probably hasn't heard of it before.
Absolutely. Wow, thank you. We're so glad that you're here playing with us tonight. And you're also going to be accompanying the films live. That must be exciting.
It is, and it's actually unusual because this process is reverse of how film scoring normally works. So, I composed the pieces before the films were even made. I had no idea what I was going to be accompanying. So my job tonight, instead of improvising and trying to really make up something to go with the movie, is going to be trying to replicate the original score as I performed it and sync it up correctly with the film. So it's a difficult task, but I'm up for it. It's so exciting.
We're glad you are. Well, thank you again. We're so glad that you're here and that we're going to hear you play tonight. And I also hear that there are some pretty nervous filmmakers, so we are going to join Avi on the red carpet.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam. I'm here with some of our filmmakers here on the red carpet at the International Youth Silent Film Festival. So let's welcome these filmmakers to talk about your work. Hi, guys. What's your name?
Tina. Hi, Natalia.
Where are you guys from?
We're from New Zealand.
And so what is your guys' film called?
The Side of the Mirror. Yeah.
And so we offer a bunch of different soundtracks here at the International Youth Silent Film Festival. And which one did you guys choose, and how did you choose it?
Well, we choose horror because we are really passionate about the whole horror films and noir and all that. So yeah, that's why we wanted to make a film out of it.
And so what do you think was the hardest part about making your film? What was the biggest challenge you encountered?
Time frame, I would say. Yeah. We only had a month to do it. Also having to make a whole story from scratch, just based on the music. Yeah, that was given to us. Yeah.
And so how do you guys feel about the advantages of silent films versus, normal films, perhaps? What do you think is better, or what's different?
Yeah, having no audio is definitely much easier. Yeah, it takes away all the stress. Yeah, just because you are given the music, so you just have to plan around it. You don't have to think about dialogue and all of that. It's just the music. Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Bryce Brown.
And where are you from?
I'm from Westland, Oregon.
Bryce, it's a pleasure to meet you. And we offer a bunch of different soundtracks here, like I was mentioning. Which one did you choose and why?
Oh, I choose Slapstick. It was the perfect one to go with my animation.
Oh, so you animated your film. What was your film called?
It's called Thomas and the Extraordinary Bathroom Incident. It was a stop-motion film made entirely out of clay and wax and Cheez-It boxes.
And Cheez-It boxes, you said. So how did you choose the animation and claymation medium?
Well, when I was 10 years old, I went to a NOMSI animation class, down in Portland, and I rediscovered Wallace and Gromit, Aardman, stop-motion Will Vinton, and since then, I've been covering my entire bedroom in clay. And last year, I submitted a film. It wasn't stop-motion; it was live-action, but I saw other stop-motion films here, and I thought to myself, wow, I could do that. I could do that pretty easily at this point. So I thought, immediately on the car driving from home from the festival, I said to my mom and dad, I want to make a stop-motion film for next year. And so it was an idea I had since I was 13. It was a character I made when I was 10. And so I just started storyboarding that summer, and I built sets and stuff during the summer and during the school year. Then on my birthday, I got stop-motion software, Dragon Frame. On Christmas, I got a Canon Rebel T6i. I really want to thank my parents for that. So then from there, it was a 4-month period of staying in my room and animating.
Wow, well, we are so excited to see your work tonight, and thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great.
It's a pleasure. Other hand, yeah. Hello. Welcome to the red carpet. So you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Jack.
I'm Liam.
And I'm Emily.
And where are you guys from?
New Zealand, Tauranga Bay Plenty.
So it's sort of a family affair, it seems here. Has there been any sort of conflicts or disagreements about how you guys made the film, or sort of a harmonious process?
Yeah, it's all been nice and smooth. Yeah.
So Liam, you are the youngest filmmaker ever to be selected to the global final. You were 10 years old, right?
I'm 11 now, but I made it when I was 10.
But you made it when you were 10. Do you think, what do you think you bring as an even younger filmmaker? Like, what has made this experience special for you?
It was really fun, and we got to travel, which was, yeah.
And what is your guys' film called?
Trouble in the West.
Trouble in the West. And so we have a bunch of different soundtrack options with our live organist in there, Nathan. And which one did you guys choose and why?
A Western one, because it was sort of the easiest to make a rhythm out of, like a film out of.
Well, we are so excited to see your work, and thank you guys so much, and good luck tonight.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Chad, come on down, man. All right, you can get nice and tight. We're all friends here. So introduce yourselves to our live audience here.
I'm Chad Carmack from Manchester, Kentucky.
And so, Chad, what is the title of your film?
The Right Note.
And so we had a lot of different soundtrack options on the website. And which one did you choose for your film and why?
I chose romance because when I was first making the film, I made it as a musical. And it was a love story between a musician and a girl he met on the street. So, and I was looking through the soundtracks when I was cutting it down for this festival, and I saw romance, so I thought, that's the one.
Were there any sort of like unique challenges or sort of cool things about making the film silent as opposed to normal?
Oh, absolutely, because like I said, when I was making it as a musical, I shot it to be grand and just over the top, almost theatrical. And then when converting that to silent film, there's such a difference with it. So I had to choose very carefully what clips I wanted in it to look right.
Well, thank you so much, Chad. We wish you the best of luck tonight. Thank you. All right, come on down. Our boys from Melbourne. All right, you guys want to introduce yourselves to our audience here?
I'm Jordan.
I'm Julian.
Josh.
I'm Anthony.
You guys can get nice and tight. We're all friends here.
Yep.
So you guys are from Melbourne, right?
Yeah. Of course.
How was the flight?
It was very good. It was long, but it was very good.
No sleep, but
No sleep. Yeah. So what's your guys' film called?
Writer's block.
And so, what was the biggest challenge making the film? Maybe some writer's block yourself? Or?
Yeah, I guess so. I think the hardest bit for us was the cinematography.
timing as well was a bit hard.
Yeah.
You know.
We did it 4 days before it was due. Not the wisest plan, but
Story of high school, right?
exactly.
And which soundtrack did you guys choose and why?
Discovery. We thought it was like a real adventurous tone. It suited the film really well, honestly.
We are really excited to see your guys' work tonight. So thank you very much for coming out and look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Would you guys like to introduce ourselves to all of our fans here?
Hi, my name is Miles Howell. I'm Devin Cardolino.
And where are you guys from?
We are from Medina, Ohio. So,
Medina, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your guys' film called?
It's called Pencil Whipped.
And which soundtrack did you guys choose for your film?
We use the Discovery soundtrack.
And why that one?
I felt like that's one that's not used very often, and I felt, maybe shake the festival up a little bit, do something different. So
It's always good to shake it up. And, what do you guys think was maybe the biggest challenge when you were making your movie?
Definitely setting or matching the script to the soundtrack. That was something we were up very late doing, but it was worthwhile, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's any unique challenges with silent film versus with sound, or something that's cool about silent film?
Definitely. I think because with silent film, you're definitely challenged to tell your story visually. And I think, obviously, that's the point of film. You have to tell your story visually, and when you take the sound away, it sort of makes it like a necessity to do that. So.
Well, we're really excited to see your work, and good luck tonight, guys. Thank you. Yeah, head over that way. Hello, hello. You get nice and tight here. So please, introduce yourself to our audience here.
I'm Grant Reed from California, Temecula, California.
And so, Grant, what inspired you to get into filmmaking? Have you been doing this for a while, or?
It was just last year in film class that I really started to like film. It was just, I really liked it. I watched a lot of YouTube videos like how to edit and all that stuff, and I just really like film to tell stories.
And what's your film called?
Imagine.
And so which soundtrack did you choose to set Imagine to?
I used Discovery.
Seems to be a popular pick here. And what was the biggest challenge you had when you were filming or editing Imagine?
The biggest challenge I had was getting people to film, because there were so many people who had different schedules to film. I really had a hard time to get all the people together. And another hard thing was I had started to film 3 days before the due date. Yeah, nothing like procrastination. But I'm lucky to be here, and it's a great honor.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck tonight, and we look forward to seeing your work. Thank you. Come on down. Is that the last one? Hello, hello. Please introduce yourselves to our audience here.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Scatera-Young. I'm from South Australia.
South Australia, how was the flight? Long?
Very long. Very.
And so, Jasmine, what's your film called?
It's called Movie Night.
Movie Night. And why did you choose that name or that theme?
Well, it's about movies, I guess. The main character puts on a film and she falls into the film, so that's what it's about. Yeah.
Sounds really cool. And what soundtrack from our live theater organ did you choose to set us to?
I chose Discovery, so yeah.
Seems to be a popular pick. Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and we look forward to seeing your work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You can exit. You're good. You're good. Don't even worry about it. All right, so that wraps it up here from the red carpet.
We are going to interview some of the producers tonight.
Oh wow! Yeah. It's a special opportunity. Please join us. Do you want to do this? I got it. All right. Hello, hello. So, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. Hello, I'm Barb Cornish. I'm the producer for the regional competition in Adelaide, South Australia. This is our 5th year of competition, and it's a great event. We see the kids improving every year. The standard of the films gets better. The kids get more confident, and it's just a fantastic event.
So, how did you end up getting involved with the International Youth Silent Film Festival?
I got involved through Nathan Avakian. He was doing a concert tour of Australia and New Zealand. He stayed with us, and after we had talked about the festival, he said, "Do you think you could run it here?" I said, "I know I'd love to, but I've got a committee to think about." Anyway, we put it to the committee and spoke with JP, and off we went. We got moving.
And so what do you think is your favorite part about hosting the Silent Film Festival event in Australia?
I think my favourite part is seeing the kids arriving at the theatre, and they're a bit hesitant. They don't know what's going to happen. Then they see their film on stage or on the screen, and then when they leave, they've grown by about 2 feet. They're so proud. So am I.
Well, we certainly have a strong Australian contingent tonight, and we're really looking forward to seeing their work and wish them the best of luck. Thank you very much, Ms. Corner. Hello. Would you please introduce ourselves?
Hi, I'm Cindy Sedlak. I'm on the board of directors of the Redford Theater in Detroit, Michigan, and this was our inaugural year for sponsoring the Detroit Midwest Regionals for the International Youth Silent Film Festival.
And so you mentioned this was the first year of the Detroit Film Festival. What do you think was the biggest challenge in organizing it?
Well, we started a little late. We didn't start until September, and we had never done anything like this before. So it was just getting the word out to people in the area that the festival was going on, so we would get submissions, and then finding judges was a bit of a challenge to get people who had some experience in the community who would be able to judge the films.
What do you think was your favorite part personally about organizing the event? What was the most rewarding aspect for you?
What I really enjoyed is the fact when JP first came to talk to us about the festival was that you are supporting kids who are interested in the arts and supporting them to become better individuals and to further their career. You get kids that come in are a little shy and a little withdrawn, and then they find out that they've made this wonderful film and it's been shown on the theater and they're getting recognition for it, and it really builds their confidence and makes them a better person. That really inspired us, and that's why I think the board of directors decided that we wanted to back this and be a part of it, and we're really thrilled that we could be a part.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for really organizing that regional. I know it's a lot of effort on your part, and I'm sure all the participants really appreciate it. We have a strong Midwest contingent here tonight, it seems.
I know. I'm very happy to see a couple of the Detroit people here.
Well, we look very forward to seeing their films very much, and we wish them the best of luck. Thank you so much. Hello, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Marissa. I started the Victorian Regionals of the International Youth Silent Film Festival quite a few years ago.
And how did you get involved with this program?
So I went to Adelaide some years ago and researched what they were doing there at the Capri Theatre, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought it would be fantastic for our community to get involved in. So we started, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago now, that we started the Victorian Regionals there. I've since moved on to another job, but it's going to continue in Victoria, and this year it will be at the Astor Theatre, thanks to the Palace Cinemas, so it's really great that it's continuing there.
And what has been, your favorite part about doing this?
I think just seeing how happy the young filmmakers are, seeing their talents grow, particularly those who come back year after year, and how thrilled they are to have an audience and to see their works up on the big screen. It's really amazing. Also, I really love the professional development opportunities that JP and others have provided for the filmmakers. Seeing some of them involved in organising the Global Awards event and that they're going to MC tonight yourself, it's fantastic. I think it's a really great thing that the film festival offers.
We certainly have a lot of Aussie filmmakers with us here tonight, and we wish them the best of luck. So thank you so much. Well, I am joined here by
Connor Fitzpatrick.
And Connor, you made a film for last year's Global Award show, is that correct?
Yeah, last year we won internationally and in our region.
And so what was your film called last year?
Shades of Red.
And so what do you think was the biggest takeaway you had from that experience of making the film and then showing it at this show last year?
My biggest takeaway? Well, it's really great that being in this festival, I didn't think that there were so many people in my city, where I live, that made films. So it was really nice to learn that there was actually a community, and I could meet people and talk and connect about filmmaking.
Yeah, so you're a local guy from around here, and so what does it sort of mean to you? What are you looking for, and what excites you about seeing the Global Award Show this year?
Well, I'm looking to see if there's any talent around. I'm just excited to see some good silent films. I came here before I submitted, and I'm here now after I have.
Well, we so appreciate your work and your contributions to the festival, and we hope you enjoy the films tonight, as we will. All right, so that actually wraps it up for us here from the red carpet. I'm joined here by my co-host, Samantha Leahy.
All right. Well, wonderful. I'm sure it was so exciting to hear from filmmakers and mentors from all over the world, from Australia and New Zealand and the United States. Did anything strike you about the filmmakers?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool to see how passionate and committed these filmmakers are to their art and how much time they've put in and how much effort they put in and how willing they are to share that with all of us here at our Global Awards show. So I really just can't wait to see all the hard work they put in come to fruition here on the global stage.
Cool. Do you have any films that you're especially looking forward to seeing?
I heard a film called a Movie Night. That sounds like it's going to be an interesting concept, at least something about falling into a movie. I'm really going to be looking for that. So that wraps us up for us here, and we'll see you guys inside.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The show's about to begin, so let's go.
Welcome to Portland, Oregon, the historic Hollywood Theater, and the International Youth Silent Film Festival's 2017 Global Award Show. It has been an amazing festival year, with hundreds of films being screened at our regional festivals that take place around the world. Let's take a closer look at the events that happened earlier this year. The South Australia Regional kicked off our festival season at the Capri Theatre in Adelaide with the films Movie Night, Piece of Cake, and Somnambulist taking home the awards. Just days later, another regional festival took place in Australia, this time at the Kingston Arts Centre in Melbourne, where the audiences experienced the winning films Writer's Block, Paradise Lost, and the film A Frame in Time. The festival then traveled to somewhere new, New Zealand, where the Bay Court Community and Arts Centre hosted a fabulous festival experience, handing out awards to 5 films, an homage, The Other Side of the Mirror, Stop the Clock, Trouble in the West, and Ram Sprouts. This year, the Midwest Regional became the Detroit Regional, with the festival now hosted at the Redford Theatre in Michigan. Amazing films were submitted, with the film Pencil Whipped, Love is Silent, and The Right Note, taking home the top prizes. Finally, we return to where it all started, the historic Hollywood Theatre in Portland, Oregon. Here, the films Thomas and the Extraordinary Bathroom Incident, Together, and the film Imagine took home the awards, wrapping up our regional festival season. Tonight in our audience, we are joined by our panel of celebrity jurors who will determine which of these winning films will receive the additional recognition of the Global Award. These jurors include television producer Steve Oster, Academy Award-winning filmmaker Will Vinton, and the young actress Hannah Lloyd. And now, please welcome to the stage this year's Mistress and Master of Ceremonies, Samantha Leahy and Avi Gupta.
Wow, Avi, what a crowd. Thank you all so much for being here to support such amazing achievements in film.
And we'd also like to give a huge, huge shout out to everyone watching live right now on Twitter and Facebook. The International Youth Silent Film Festival is truly global in participation. And I know all of our filmmakers have some very anxious friends and family watching us online right now.
So I hope you're having a good night, or a good day, or a good morning from wherever you're watching from. Tonight, we will see the winning films from our regional festivals in the United States, Australia, and New Zealand, and see them compete yet again for additional recognition. All of the films used music composed by our resident composer for the festival, Nathan Avakian, and Nathan has flown in from New York to join us tonight, so welcome. And he will be accompanying the films live with the theater organ.
Now, of course, none of this would be possible without the truly talented youth filmmakers whose films we will be celebrating tonight. So without further ado, let's welcome them to the stage. First up, from the United States of America, Manchester, Kentucky, Chad Carmack. And from Wadsworth, Ohio, Miles Howell. And from Hinckley, Ohio, Devin Cardellino. You guys can stick with me on this side. Right here from Westland, Oregon, our local boy, Bryce Brown. And rounding out our U.S. contingent from Murrieta, California, Grant Reed.
So please give the warmest of Portland welcomes to our international guests. From Melbourne, Australia, Jordan Nandon, Julian Petroni, Anthony Bashukis, and Joshua Bell. Also traveling the longest distance to be with us, from Adelaide, Australia, Jasmine Scateri Young. From Tauranga, New Zealand, Tina Jiang and Natalia Luna Sands. And also from New Zealand, and the youngest filmmaker to become a global finalist at 10 years old, Liam Davison, along with Emily and Jane Davison, or Jack, excuse me.
And we'd also like to give a huge thank you to our sponsors. Without them, none of this would be possible. So if you guys could please give a round of applause for Tannhauser Film Preservation, Cobian Consulting, Portland Rose Festival and Foundation, Northwest Film Center, and Open Signal. Thank you all so much for sponsoring this event. We'd also like to give special thanks to Fazan Farms and Michael Curry Studios for hosting special events for the filmmakers during Awards Week.
So all of our nominees have won at the regional level, but tonight we start over, during the films live to determine the winner of the international prize. So again, thank you to our jurors in the audience tonight, Hannah Lloyd, Will Vinton, and Steve Oster. Thank you so much. We will have a brief intermission after the screenings to tally the judges' scores. So filmmakers, good luck. And without further ado, let the show begin. Hello, I'm here with Doug White, the Executive Director of the Historic Hollywood Theater, where we're holding our event tonight. Doug, so tell me a little bit about the history of this theater.
Yeah, so the theater was built in 1926, and we're currently a nonprofit historic movie palace, and we have 3 different screens and host special events and festivals like this every weekend or every night pretty much. So.
Wow, so you sound pretty busy. Well, the festival just wants to thank you so much for continuing to host it. Why do you think it's important to host these kind of events and support these kind of events?
Yeah, I mean, we're all about community support, and so this is, I think, the greatest thing about the Hollywood is all the different programmers that we bring in and different people who put on events. So JP and what he's created here, the Columbia River Theater Organ Society, it's their organ, and they're the ones who are restoring it here. So just everybody coming together to sort of create this thing with the kids is amazing. I mean, even to think, to me, it's the most unique event that we have here at the theater. Like kids making silent films, like really, like that's pretty amazing that it's happening and that it exists here.
Definitely. So how long have you been involved with the Hollywood Theater?
About 6 years now I've been the executive director. So it's been a good run, and we've made a lot of improvements. We put in a new marquee and put new seats in and been trying to keep improving the whole theater experience.
So how have things changed since you've been here?
I'd say the programming is a big thing. So we've really tried to, it's not just us sitting behind a desk making all the programming decisions. It's bringing people like JP and other people in the community who have good ideas and good thoughts of what we could do in this space, what kind of films we could show. So it becomes a really diverse, eclectic array of events. Everything from Heckle Vision, where people can text their comments and it appears next to films. Yeah, it's really fun. B-movie bingo. People play bingo to films here, to like old 80s action films. So we have fun, weird stuff like that, but then we have like classic films that we show. 70 millimeter film projection. We're the only place in Oregon that can do that. So that's really exciting. And then all these festivals that we host. It's fun to be a part of those.
Absolutely. So what do you think about the festival this year, maybe compared to last year, or just your impressions so far?
Yeah, well, it's great. I mean, the funny thing is when you work at a movie theater, you don't get to watch the movies as much as everybody else because you're like working. But I got to see like 4 or 5 of them, and I loved them. And the claymation was awesome. And so, yeah, it's really exciting. But that's the funny thing is like I see probably less movies than the average moviegoer because I'm like, I see parts of movies. I'm like in and out and working. But yeah, no, it's a great festival, and it's so much fun to see the evolution over the years and the growth of it, you know.
Absolutely. So you are working more behind the scenes, I guess, as executive director. But how did you sort of get involved with film in the beginning?
Yeah, I'm actually a filmmaker myself too. I started off making documentary films, worked in commercial film production for a while on independent feature films, and as well as on commercial productions, and then got into the nonprofit side of things, and started like raising money and doing things more for the art of film rather than like the commercial production of it. And so that's been I'd never expected I'd run a movie theater, so that's been kind of cool, Start off as a filmmaker, but now I get to actually present films, and I find that actually more satisfying than creating them.
So you mentioned commercials, part of film versus artistic. Why is it so important to have the artistic part of film be supported?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to me, it's the ultimate storytelling vehicle, right? I mean, you have, writing and cinematography and music, like everything comes together at once, and it's really a way to communicate somebody's, either a culture's perspective or an individual's perspective. I mean, what's interesting about this is the youth from the different countries and what their storylines are and what they're communicating, because I guess they have, with this festival, free reign to do whatever they want. So that's pretty fascinating to see what do they come up with from different parts of the country, and what, particularly as kids, how are they communicating and learning to tell stories. And so it's just really important. I think storytelling is very important, and to hear particularly from kids and marginalized communities is a really important thing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your support. And thank you, Doug White, the executive director of the Hollywood Theater. Thank you. Of course. Hannah White. Lloyd. I'm here with Hannah Lloyd, a young actress who is helping out with the juror section of the films tonight. So Hannah, tell me a little bit about what your impressions are of this festival so far.
I think it's just really amazing how it gives an opportunity for kids that don't really have an outlet or just want to pursue filmmaking, and I just think it's so cool that they have somewhere to go when they can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. What films have you noticed so far? What have been some of your favorites?
The claymation one was so cool to me. It's so crazy how they can do that, and just I'm sure it takes so much work, and it's just crazy to me. And I love the funny ones. Those are my kind of films.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite movies?
I love Disney. Me too. Disney's my favorite, but I don't think I have a favorite anything. I'm very undecisive, but I just love comedy, and I love things that actually have a meaning, they go towards something like suicide or just really big causes.
Yeah, absolutely. Sort of hold truth in a way. Yeah. So are you working on anything lately?
I am going to be in it. I've already filmed a prologue that is called Eve, and it was actually shown in there. And we're trying to make it a pilot, and we're trying to make it keep going, but I am very excited to be doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about it, about what's it about?
It's about this alien, which is played by me, and she comes down to Earth, and she has one mission, and she can control people by touching them. She can make them do whatever. It's a lot like my role in Grimm, but not as much. It's very sci-fi, and it's really cool. And I have a lot to do with the White House and things like that. So.
Cool. So you mentioned you were on Grimm. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and for our international viewers who maybe aren't sure what that is?
I was on NBC's hit series Grimm. I played Diana, which was a recurring role and then a guest star. And she is a girl who just wants her family to be together, and she'll do anything or do anything to anyone if that gets in the way. So and Grimm is just based on a guy who, I guess, kills monsters that are doing bad. But if they're not doing bad, he does not kill them like usual people would.
Yeah. So why do you think it's important to have festivals like this that sort of focus on youth?
I think it's really important to have it focus on youth just because these are our people that are going to come up and make things, and if they get started young, they're going to have so much more practice and they can do such amazing things. And I think it's really cool to see the girl ones just because that's usually not a big thing. Girl directors are just not a big thing at the moment, but I really think that it can become something bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. More female directors. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Hannah. We'll see you a little bit later. Bye. All right, we're here with the Fitzpatrick brothers. They won last year. Their film was shown at the very beginning. Can you tell us a little bit about the makings of the film? Because there were definitely a lot of effects.
Well, it was entirely green screened.
Completely shot in our living room.
Yep.
At one point, we had to in the shot where we walk across the hall.
Yep.
We had to actually cut between two different shots of us running the span of the living room twice to simulate that distance. So it was a lot of trickery.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Not even to speak of the fog effects. Oh man, I had to code a depth map shader. Anyway.
How much time you got?
Yeah, right? There's too many stories.
Yeah, it seems like. So how long did it take you guys to film and make and edit it?
Oh man. Film and make and edit. Okay. What, 3-4 weeks?
3-4 weeks. I don't know. I only
not including the
over
the stuff before filming and editing.
Over 200 hours total. So whatever amount of time that is in days.
Not a math person, so unfortunately, yeah. So why do you guys think it's important coming back for festivals like this to exist?
Well, I mean, silent film has been around as soon as there's been film, I'm told, and it's really just we got to keep up the tradition. Silent film is great for young filmmakers because we only have to focus on the visuals then. We have the music, Nathan Avakian composed it, and we don't have to worry about our squeaky voices.
Have you made any other silent films since or before?
Well, before we entered twice before Shades of Red.
Yeah.
And Connor's working on another silent film for next year already. But we're really trying to move back into to getting audio again, and that's been a lot scarier because we've become really comfortable with everything being silent and just focusing entirely on the visuals. So yeah, that's definitely been an experience.
Yeah, do you find it's a different experience doing silent film and making a silent film as opposed to making a film with audio? And in which ways?
Well, there's audio, and boy, is that tough. Well, sound just becomes more important in that you have to have more going on. It's not just visuals. You can't just rely on it looking great. It has to sound great. It really lets you have to be so professional with sound and with just regular filmmaking as we know it.
It's visuals is where we've grown to excel at over the past couple of years, and so having to to go back to something where visuals are only half the story. Now we've got a whole new territory to cover. And for some reason it feels so much more like back when we were doing audio before the silent films, it was just like, oh, we'll pull out the camera, use the camera mic and all that stuff. And then now we're like, oh, don't get the boom in the shot and all this other stuff.
So we miss silent film.
Yeah, we miss it. Yeah.
Silent film, okay. So what made you choose the song that you, or the music piece that you did for last year's film?
Well, the story came largely in part from the song, from listening to the music. Friends of mine had a story in mind. They had, a basic premise and whatnot, and it's really, upon listening to Nathan Avakian's music repeatedly and just trying to, that's where the tone of Shades of Red came to happen, by just knowing the story and seeing the music and just feeling the film.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going to head back in to the main theater to finish up the rest of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me turn on this light. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Nathan Avakian, our composer and festival's resident artist here at the International Youth Silent Film Festival. Yes. So Nathan, can you tell us a little bit about the next film that we're going to see?
Absolutely. I am very excited to show this film, which I've only had the pleasure of accompanying a couple times, but you all know by now Ned Danhauser and Danhauser Film Preservation. Danhauser Film Company was one of the largest independent film producers in the United States during the height of the silent film era. And there are hundreds of films, many of them which they have, that they know that exist or were made, but haven't been rediscovered yet after a studio fire destroyed a lot of their archives. And so Ned Danhauser travels the world finding lost Danhauser films and gets them restored. And then periodically he'll ask me to write a score if they don't have music. So this is an example of one of those short films that I had the pleasure of scoring just last year. We actually premiered it at the Capri Theater during the regional for this year's festival there. So that's what we're going to do. The film is called Twins of the GL Ranch, and it's keep in mind a lot of these films were created very, very quickly. They produced, I can't remember how many hundreds of films a year at the height of their production, and so there are actually a couple details that were either not included in this version that he found. And so when you're watching this, just keep in mind, you'll see there are two twin girls, and keep in mind that the bad guys don't know that there are two girls. They only see one girl at a time. Keep that in mind, and also remember that there are two identical twin dolls as well. So with that, enjoy this 1915 short, Twins of the GL Ranch.
International Youth Silent Film Festival brings filmmakers from around the world to Portland during one of the most exciting times to be here, Rose Festival. More than 100 years ago, visionary leaders dreamed of Portland as being the summer capital of the world. They created a Rose Carnival, the event that's become the Rose Festival.
The Portland Rose Festival is this huge celebration, 1 million moving pieces. It's a ton of work and a lot of hours away from our families. The payoff is just about to be here. Thousands and thousands and thousands of kids create memories, very positive memories through Rose Festival.
We couldn't have a Rose Festival without the involvement of the community and the volunteers. And that's true with every event, especially an event like this. We need to inspire kids to participate, and then later, perhaps they'll become filmmakers or they'll become the volunteers that help keep this festival growing.
And real money matters, and so we're just thrilled to provide a $5,000 fund that ultimately goes to the winners. Money makes a difference for these kids, and if this can help them in their career, putting those dollars to another film project, that is the win for us.
The winners of the International Youth Silent Film Festival get to ride in the Grand Floral Parade, one of the top 5 parades in the country. They get to ride and see all the people, hundreds of thousands of them, who are waiting along the streets to say hi to them. Seeing their films on screen at the historic Hollywood Theater, then getting their opportunity to meet all the people they get to meet, and then getting to ride in the parade. What a fantastic experience for a young filmmaker.
Portland is blessed with so many wonderful people and events. Perhaps one of the best examples of how Portland welcomes people and welcomes visitors is our very own Rose Festival.
I totally agree, Samantha. And with that, we'd like to welcome to the stage from the Rose Festival, Mr. Brett Baker and Mr. Jeff Curtis, and the president and founder of the International Youth Silent Film Festival, Mr. John Polinick.
Thank you, Avi. Jeff, hi. Welcome. Thank you. This festival begged the Rose Festival 8 years ago when we started this great venture, and we could not ask for a better partner. And Jeff, from all of us on the board of directors and here, thank you so much.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you. The real work is done by the filmmakers. I've had the pleasure of being part of this event for 8 years, and the talent that comes through here is absolutely amazing, and it's a treasure that we are able to support it, make a festival within the larger festival. Thank you for your work, JP.
Jeff, thank you much. So, stay on stage with me. I will give these to you, Avi. So, this year we asked some schools to audition for the Master and Mistress of Ceremonies for our festival, making it an all-youth event, except for us few old people that get up here. I want to give a big round of applause to Avi and Samantha. You guys were fantastic. Well done. So proud of you. And again, the chance to travel the world and meet young filmmakers and see them share their stories, that's a very brave thing to do, especially when they're going to be judged. And I just want to thank all the filmmakers here and those that are watching us around the planet. It's a wonderful gift you give us, so thank you very much. And to all of those watching and those here, there is no greater gift to give a young artist than an audience. So you being here and applauding their work means more than you can imagine, so thank you. So I think we're ready to hand out some awards. The numbers are in. So we will begin with the second runner-up, then we'll name the first runner-up, and then we'll get to the winner of this year's international prize. So, Avi, the second runner-up, please. The second runner-up is winner of a $500 prize from the Portland Rose Festival Foundation. This year, Pencil Whipped, Miles Howell and Devin Cardellino. I didn't have time to write them because we had that today. Congratulations, Miles. That's great. That's great. Do you want to say a few words to your fans out there?
I just want to say thanks. This is a great opportunity. I didn't even think we were going to place because the competition was incredibly stiff this year. All the films were fantastic. So thank you guys.
Well, I'd actually like to thank Miles Howell here for allowing me to help him out with this project, and it's been an awesome experience. I'm glad to be here. It's been cool seeing Portland. So, yeah.
Congratulations, guys. Stay up here. And now for the first runner-up. Thank you, Avi. The first runner-up and recipient of a $1,500 prize, again from the Portland Rose Festival Foundation. I'm excited to announce this one. The Boys from Melbourne, Writer's Block. Can you announce their names because they're really intense? No, it's the Boys from Melbourne. You're now forever known to all those watching as the Boys from Melbourne. Congratulations. Thank you so much. You did a good job. I'm moving down. It's a tradition of the festival to invite the previous year's International Award winner to come up on stage and present the International Prize. Please welcome the Fitzpatrick brothers, Austin and Connor Fitzpatrick, from last year's film Shades of Red, to the stage. Thank you, Austin. Austin and Connor are very accomplished filmmakers. You entered the festival for several years. What did you think of this year's films?
Pretty good. Oh, just fantastic.
All right, so may I have the envelope, please? This is the right one. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to let you read this one. Take your time. This is not the Academy Awards.
And the international winner is Bryce Brown with Thomas and the Extraordinary Bathroom Incident.
Congratulations, Bryce. So Bryce wins the coveted Crystal Trophy. A bouquet of roses from the lovely Samantha, and a check from the Rose Festival Foundation for $3,000, which I will write you. Bryce, he shared with me some stories about your film. You started making this how long ago?
Oh, the whole production, well, I guess I should start from the beginning. I started working on clay when I was 10, and that was when I made the Thomas character. That was when I was 11, 10, and around 2013, 2012, that was when I actually came up with the idea for the bathroom incident. It was basically based around my myths about the Walmart bathroom and my and
Bryce, this is a G-rated show, please.
Not those. So last year there was a stop motion film, and I said to myself in the car driving home with my parents, Mom, Dad, I'm going to make a stop motion film for next year. And that's when production started. And it took, I took the first 3 months, like that summer, to storyboard, build some sets. My amazing parents got me stop motion software, Dragon Frame for my birthday, got me camera for Christmas. And from there, I sat in my room for 4 months animating.
And you're here to stand and tell about it. Connor and Austin can share stories about how long they took on there, but I just want to congratulate everybody this festival season. It's, you know, we adults get to be entertained by your hard efforts, and it is amazing. Nathan Avakian, you're a genius. And I'm going to hand this microphone back to our Mr. and Mistress of Ceremonies. And again, thank you so much, Jeff, Rose Festival, and back to you guys.
Thank you guys all so much for coming out tonight. As JP said, the greatest gift we can give these awesome filmmakers is an audience for their work. And so I thank all of you guys for coming out. And for all of you young filmmakers in the audience, you know, start filming. I mean, Bryce said the day after he came back from the film festival last year, he started working on his film. And look at him now. Maybe next year, some of you guys in the crowd could be up here on the stage with us. Entries for all regionals next year are now open, so go check out makesilentfilm.com.
So from all of us here in Portland, Oregon, USA at the historic Hollywood Theater, good night.